It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, and a fine morning it is. Thank you, Uncle Bob. This is Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Very glad to be with you on a Thursday morning, and I am alongside Paul Fletcher.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how we missed this yesterday.
Okay,
but it was the anniversary of a fairly prominent album. Nevermind was 34 years old yesterday.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, we should have. I should have mentioned it. I'm going to take the blame.
I heard it from Lisa in the rock news. I think that Jade mentioned it too, so I feel like we're covered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I mentioned it in middays as well. It's just I wish I'd have seen it earlier.
34 in a day.
34 in a day. Yeah.
Sure.
Very good.
Yeah, for sure.
Ryder, as you may well already be aware, is also here for the show.
I call it divine intervention.
I do call it divine intervention.
Yeah, you do. So it is Thursday, September 25th, which is also today is also a high holy day in the world of rock music, if you will. It's the Good Friday of rock music, which because we lost John Bonham on this day 45 years ago. More on that later.
Okay.
Make no mistake about it. But boy, what a loss at only 32 years old. But you know what? Let's look ahead with joy, shall we? I'm feeling Minnesota, Paul Fletcher. Give me some headlines.
Joy is one way to go into this first headline. Federal prosecutors have charged 28-year-old Asha Farhan Hassan for her alleged role in a $14 million fraud scheme involving a publicly funded program meant to provide services to people with autism. And get this, investigators discovered this while looking into the Feeding Our Future fraud case, where she received an additional $465,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, like frauding on top of frauding on top of frauding.
Well, you know what? It's a solid, I guess it's an agrarian work ethic. You got to tip your hat to, and then hopefully she spends many, 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 many years behind bars.
Absolutely. Dedication is there.
Through that.
President Trump will sign an executive order today to facilitate the sale of TikTok from a Chinese-based company to a group of American investors. The agreement, which includes U.S. investors such as Oracle and Silver Lake, addresses national security concerns by ensuring TikTok's U.S. assets are under American control. The deal also extends the compliance deadline beyond mid-December, providing additional time for the divestiture process.
Oh, well, as long as Larry Ellison's in charge, what could go wrong?
The Rolling Stones are reissuing their 1976 album Black and Blue in an expansive box set that includes a new mix, unreleased outtakes, rare live performances, and more. So it sounds like it's packed. Oh, and it'll be available on Black and Blue marble vinyl, of course.
Very nice.
November 14th. That's when Ron Wood joined, yeah?
He didn't play on the whole album, but that was the album with which he was like, bang, we got this new guy. Ry Cooder's on that record. There's a lot of people sitting in and playing on that record.
Nice.
An overlooked gem, in this man's opinion.
Fair enough. And now, let's just enjoy a viral compilation of young people coming out of anesthesia just because it's entertaining and it's Thursday. The last one, by the way, is especially good.
I'm a nurse. Definitely not rich.
I need a sugar daddy.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I wish I did. Nobody loves me.
My wife, she'll get upset if she sees you touching me like that on my chest.
I am your wife.
What's up?
Let me take a bracelet really quick. I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm okay, thanks.
I'm just gonna scan it. Look, it's like a laser beam. Pew, pew, pew.
You know, if you wanted to take pictures of me, you could have just asked.
Now you're talking. Yeah.
That was after our colonoscopy, by the way.
Sure it was. The first time I was aroused from anesthesia, or as I was actually going under, I should say, Rosemary said, "Oh, give me your phone." And I said, "Which one?" And she was like, "Oh, my God." And then, "Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That was Walter White. That wasn't me." I always get myself confused with a high school science teacher, meth dealer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I had a really bad tooth issue once and had to be put under for that. When I came out of it, all I could say was I was repeatedly saying, "I am such a failure. I have no idea why. I am such a failure," and just in sobbing. It was I wish somebody would have caught that on tape. It wasn't my finest moment, but it was funny.
Like, can you imagine if you could see whatever was going through your mind, the dream you woke out of to make you go there.
Full-blown fever dream. There's a massive water park awaiting final approval for the Mall of America, specifically a $144,000 square foot indoor water park called Mystery Cove. They say this will help Mall of America remain a leading destination in the country.
Okay.
We're talking a wave pool, lazy river splash pad, additional pools, around 30 slides, and a retractable roof.
Hang on, did you say lazy river splash pad?
No, lazy river and a splash pad.
Oh, and a splash pad.
Yeah,
I thought they were combining the two, and I was like, oh my God, it's like peanut butter and sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, I'm really excited for them to dump that water slide right into the shark tank at the aquarium there. That's going to be some fun.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
By the way, I want no splash pad mixed with my lazy river. I just want to chill.
I will be at no time ever within a mile of that place. That's just me.
You might drive by it and
I'm
be
just
within a mile.
grump.
Clearly.
Sure.
Jeez. A Missouri woman who brazenly attempted to auction off Elvis Presley's Graceland estate has been sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison. Lisa Finley pleaded guilty to one count of mail fraud and received a 57-month sentence along with 3 years of supervised release. Authorities say Finley forged the signatures of Elvis's late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, and a Florida notary to falsely claim that Presley had defaulted on a nearly $4 million loan using Graceland as collateral.
So weird.
It's just, this is complex.
I want to know how many scams she tried that didn't quite get off the ground before she settled on this one. I bet there were some doozies, man. There's no way this was her first time trying to get away with something this grand.
I mean, that, like I said, very complex. She had to have had, this had to be the third, fourth, fifth go around for her for sure.
I mean, I wonder if she ever was like, I just bought a Delta 747. I mean, just point at some giant thing and go, oh, I have the paperwork for that. That's mine now.
Yeah.
I have Graceland.
Yeah.
You don't think there's going to be a little due diligence somewhere along the line to wonder how the king of rock and roll's estate ended up in your hands? Well, fantastic.
The writer and director, Scott Cooper, of the upcoming Springsteen flick, says the new movie contains, quote, new information to even his most ardent fans, not covered in his Broadway show or in documentaries or in his memoir. He adds that the, quote, the thing that was most important to him was that this would be no hagiography. And Bruce never once asked him to sand off the rough edges. So I think he's really trying to sell us on his movie, but also it sounds like it's going to be a bit of an eye-opening experience.
He doesn't want it to be a hagiography.
What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean no frozen pizzas? I'm so confused by this.
Do you not know what a hagiography is?
I have no idea.
It is, I looked it up earlier and then I forgot. The writing of the lives of saints. He's basically it's not going to be a fluff piece on Springsteen is what he's saying.
I prefer the frozen pizzas.
You
I prefer the fluff piece.
I just like Heggies, man.
Yeah.
These things are rocking.
Oh, hell yeah. Thumbs
So you
up
guys
on
want
Haggis.
you want a Glory Days documentary, basically? Just all the happy Bruce stuff?
I just want pizza, dude. I don't care about the boss.
You're still
I want pizza.
Oh, you're on pizza still.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. That thing, the non-pizza thing, opens in movie theaters October 24th.
Let's talk sports. Here's good news ahead of Sunday's game against the Steelers in Dublin. Jordan Addison is back. We've all kind of forgotten. Oh, by the way, we do have another top shelf wide receiver waiting to play. And Jordan Addison said in his one practice with Carson Wentz, they were locking in, baby.
All right.
Here's one good thing, too. The recent rule change, if an NFL player is suspended, they used to have to stay away from the team until the suspension was lifted. Now it's halfway through, you can return to workouts. And so Addison's been practicing with the team.
Nice.
So, he's more than ready to go. And the Twins last night, Luke Keyshaw, that rookie kid, the second baseman who's just been fantastic, sliding into second base, blew out his left thumb. So he's shut down and will probably need surgery.
Oh, that could have been so much worse.
Yeah, so you remember a pitch broke his right forearm in April. He missed, 100 games or something. Last year, he's already undergone Tommy John surgery.
God.
For a second baseman, that's a weird one.
God.
They're thinking of moving him out to the outfield. They're kind of like, maybe we got to save this guy's health long term. He had a great year, batted .302, 14 doubles, 4 homers, a lot of RBIs, 14 out of 17 stealing bases, only one ruined thumb. But the most important ability in sports is, of course, availability. So please, Luke, brother, take care. Let's hope he's seen the last of the trainer's room for a while.
Well said.
One other quick baseball note, because it is important. Last night in Seattle, this is a wild one. Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners, did something that Willie Mays, Albert Pujols, Ken Griffey Jr., A-Rod, Jim Thome, Jimmy Fox, none of those gentlemen, did I mention Hank Aaron? None of those guys did what Cal Raleigh did last night.
Fly ball to right field, number 60! A catcher has hit 60 home runs!
60 home runs for catcher Cal Raleigh.
Wow.
Frank Robinson, Reggie Jackson, Lou Gehrig, also gentlemen who never hit even 50 in a season. Hank Aaron never hit 50 in 1 year.
No, really?
He just hit in the 40s for 20-something years, for over that.
Okay.
So this is an astonishing thing. The only people who've had 60 in a year, Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, jacked to the nines, all of them. Aaron Judge, Roger Maris, and Babe Ruth. That's exalted company.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a big, big deal. Well done, Cal Raleigh. Buffalo, speaking of well done. Buffalo, Minnesota. Great place to be, a better place to be from.
It's the only way I go to Buffalo is if I'm well done.
Yeah, see? That's how that works.
Yeah, 100%.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Stretchy things like stretchy pants, stretchy whatever. I mean,
usually thumbs up.
Yeah, usually thumbs up. Stretchy yogurt, the new craze sweeping the nation. Or maybe at least it's sweeping New York and, social media. Stretchy yogurt. You pick a stretchy yogurt and you throw a bunch of crap on top of it, and then I guess you feel cool. I don't know. Explain this, please.
It has a unique mouthfeel, which you might find enjoyable. Stretchy yogurt has a very viscous elasticity and a gummy texture. Sure, it's just yogurt, but Asian-flavored yogurts. So what you do is you choose one yogurt and you top it with 5 different fruits, 1 wet topping, and 1 dry topping. So it's not necessarily thick and sticky, it's just stretchy.
Sure.
Viscous elasticity.
Yes.
Of all the things I don't want to have going through my mind as I'm consuming food are the words viscous elasticity.
Yeah.
This seems like bread dough, but yogurt flavored.
I mean,
it did kind of look a little bit like that. Yeah. That's a really good analogy, actually.
I don't expect stretchy yogurt to take over the world, although it does bring to mind the question, why, when the world shut down because of COVID, why did all the frozen yogurt places go out? They were the first ones to shut.
Oh,
did you notice that? Did that happen here, or was that just down south?
I think you're right, actually.
Every froyo place within 10 miles of my house, within weeks of COVID, were all gone.
I think this speaks to the validity of froyo joints. Like, they were the second choice or the third choice. And so once COVID hit, they became a no choice.
I thought maybe they were just all money launderers.
Or that.
I was preferring to go that way.
Yeah.
Like, man,
I like the way your brain works better than the way mine works.
Yeah, I always assume there's a caper involved in everything. There's a crime being committed. Malfeasance is everywhere. The froyo goes out of business. I assume that's because all that cash, people didn't know where to take it. They suddenly weren't making all that cash. All the businesses shut down, and the final dominoes, of course, the laundering spots. Sorry, frozen yogurt. I enjoyed your product.
It was tasty. I'm out on stretchy yogurt. Just give me ice cream. If I'm going to engage in that much sugar, just give me ice cream. Quit screwing around.
9 Inch Nails, you saw them recently. You said the show was amazing.
Oh, it was outstanding. Yeah, really, really good.
How about the fact that this was? I mean, you don't normally think of heartwarming, cool stories and 9 Inch Nails. I mean, nothing against Trent Reznor, but it's like dark. It's a dark situation. Yeah. How about the elderly woman who was like, hey, you know what? I'm going through a rough time, and you know what's going to help me? Rocking out to 9 Inch Nails. I love this story. An elderly woman out west is not only elderly, she is terminally ill. She is in a a senior facility in hospice care.
Okay.
And she heard about a program through AARP, American Association for Retired Persons or People. Which is it? I don't know. I get their flyers and I ignore them. I should probably pay attention. And they have an offer. They have something called Wish of a Lifetime. Now, you know the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is for sick kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wish of a Lifetime is for sick seniors. And they were like, hey, we offer these programs. And she said, you know what I want to see? I want to see some damn 9-inch nails, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Carla
Damn.
Knight is her name.
I like this
And
lady.
as she is on her final lap, she's like, oh, yeah, I want to go see 9-inch nails. And I want to be in the pit, on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Go for it, girl. Here's a little of the story for you.
He does write a lot of things about death. I believe the more that you give, the more you get back. And I love giving things away. The 2 words, be kind. What you say might cheer them up in ways that you have no idea it does.
Listen, 9-inch nails always cheers me up, man.
I tell you what. Carla Wells Knight. I mean, this is, as I said, this is a woman in a senior nursing facility in hospice care. She's got the air, she's on a
tube.
oxygen, thank you, up to her nose.
Yep.
I mean, you can tell from just seeing the images, she's not well, but she was really well for a few hours down rocking out with 9-inch nails.
Hell yeah.
It's just awesome to think. Like, this is someone's, I would imagine, grandma, and they're like, man, right on, Grams. Like it. I like it. My grandma, my mom's mom died in 1969. Who knows what the hell she was listening to. Gertrude Gorman died in the early 90s, and I can assure you she was not listening to rock music at any time in her life. Oh, no. Andrews Sisters, bring it on. But no. She was like, oh, you're playing music, honey. Oh, okay. Love you. There wasn't no rock and rolling in Gert's world.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of this woman. Everything about it just kills me.
She's got quite a reputation around the center. She actually, I guess, provides like spare walkers and wheelchairs for people that need them that she's got at her house, whatever.
Nice.
And it's her kindness that actually got her nominated for this program through AARP. I looked it up, by the way. It is retired persons, just so you can put that to rest in your brain.
I felt pretty good about that one.
Yeah.
If you, let's just say you get one shot to see any band that's currently touring. We're not going into a time machine here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not raising people from the dead.
No, and we're not suggesting you have to be ill in order to qualify. But I'm just, someone comes to you and says, hey, you can go see any band you want. Who are you going to see? Let me know. 651-989-ROCK. I'm curious. And again, no time machine, please. A 70-year-old, I mean, not that old, but she's in a nursing/hospice facility. A 70-year-old woman in Arizona was granted a wish of a lifetime through the AARP, and her wish was to go see 9-inch nails on the floor in the pit. Grandma likes to rock.
I mean, I'm 42 and the pit's getting a little, young for me. So 70-year-old grandma in the pit, nice work.
That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
We have been for quite a while now, but I mean, we're at the age I mentioned. Both my grandmothers born. Hell, my mom's mom was born in the 1880s.
Oh, damn.
I'm not kidding. Like, think about that one for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
My dad's mom was born in 1905. They were never at any point rocking out to the oldies, meaning, the Turtles would have been too hard for either of their eardrums.
100%.
But now we've got generations of grandparents who are just I mean, I was at Farm Aid Saturday, and I was not the oldest guy in that stadium by a long stretch, and people were rocking out with Neil Young and going with Mellencamp. It was awesome to see.
Nice.
But 9-inch nails in the pit, yes, that's a step up.
Yeah, that's
from what
another
you
level.
might expect to see. 651-989-ROCK. I asked if you could go see any artist right now, and you don't have to be ill. I'm not trying to suggest that. Who would you see?
Mike says Lenny Kravitz. Just simple as that. Lenny Kravitz. Okay. Fair enough. Tubby, our buddy Tubby, says my wish would be Paul McCartney. And you know what? You can do that, Tubby.
Oh, dude.
Well,
yeah. That's an easy one because he's actually coming here.
Yeah, make it happen, Tubby.
Well, I mean, it looks like that's a good
I would
one.
assume that he's going.
Read the rest of his text. Dreams do come true. I'm going.
Go. He's going. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
I love that.
I do like the idea. I was thinking about this. I was listening to...
he better get in the pit.
I was listening to a podcast the other day where people were discussing... Bill Hader and Bill Simmons on the Rewatchables. They were discussing... Their movie this week is Airplane. And just going however, you cannot, a lot of people don't like that, but there's no getting around the fact it's one of the changing comedies of all time. It changed, blah, blah, blah. Joke after joke after joke. And in the middle of it, they talked about all these things. In the early 80s, late 70s, every comedy had to have gratuitous nudity. Just there had to be a scene where somewhere in that movie you had to show a woman's breasts.
Yeah.
And in the movie Airplane, the way they did that, which is making fun of the whole concept, if you remember, as the plane is going through turbulence and everybody starts to freak out, a woman you don't even see her face, she just runs in front of the camera and shakes her bare breasts and moves. It's like a 1.5 second. Here it is. And it's funny because, A, you do see a woman's breast, but it's making fun of the fact that why are we showing women's breasts for no other reason? And it's just one of those moments. I remember seeing that movie in the theater the night it came out. I saw Airplane the day of release.
Oh, nice.
Luckily, it happened to be in our town. And that was one of the many times when I fell out of my seat laughing because I'm like, that is just so ridiculous. And I got that they were making fun of it. It would all work.
Yeah.
And Bill Hader said, I looked into this and no one remembers who that actress was. Like, she wasn't credited. And the producers and then talking to people, they just had someone do it. And then, of course, he goes, that's someone's grandma. That woman knows who she is. That's a long-winded way of coming around to the point. That woman knows who she is. And he goes, just imagine her grandchildren are finally going to watch Airplane. And she's like, oh, I make an appearance in this one, honey. It's pretty funny. We all get older, and then we all look down at our grandchildren and go, I really hope you don't know anything about the real me.
Yeah, right. We got another great text from Kim in Illinois. She's in Chicago. She says Jack White, and she says, I just got to see him last Saturday at Riot Fest, but 1 hour of him and his great band was not enough. The world needs more Jack.
Oh, hell yeah. I second that emotion.
Well said, Kim. Well said.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Very happy to say Jessi Pierce has entered the studio. She's wearing headphones and she has her own microphone.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, and it's fitting. It's fitting that we just played the distance because our hockey cake just walked in.
Yeah.
You're the hockey cake.
I like this.
Okay.
This is nice.
I made it up just now.
Hey, it works. It fits.
Yeah, it felt like a compliment, and so I hope it was received as
It's
such.
giving Edina a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going there so much.
Okay, good, good.
More
We can't do
that
that.
you're just sweet.
Aww.
Have you ever?
Flattery will get you everywhere. Flattery.
Have you ever had hockey cake? Ever have a birthday cake in the shape of a puck or a stick or anything like that?
I mean, cake's already
Not the
kind of in a
shape,
puck.
But I mean,
right?
specifically like painted black and painted black, iced black.
Shockingly,
Paint
no.
it black.
No?
Yeah.
No, and ironically, my birthday is this upcoming Sunday. So
I
now,
was gonna ask.
idea for my family, who is, I'm sure, listening bright and early this morning.
Yeah, of
So-
You know what? You
Yeah.
know what will be better? We'll provide that cake and you rub it in your family's face that they don't
Yes.
care enough, but Gorman in the morning does.
Always.
That's right. I
There we
like
go.
that.
We're always
love
looking
that.
for.
Awarding winners already this morning, guys.
Mom did once
Congratulations.
upon a time make me a hockey stick with a puck for my as a kid as one of my birthday cakes.
Oh, really?
My mom was the mom that went over the top with creating cake. Like one year I had a train.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, she went all out creating cakes for me. Yeah, she was awesome.
Isn't that nice?
That is.
It is.
Man.
Raising the bar.
Yeah. Mom was a good mom. Mom is a good mom. Mom is a good mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
So,
God.
I hear stories like that, and I'm like, man, that's amazing.
It is.
I was
Well,
the
but
eighth
she
kid.
didn't have 9,000 kids to worry about, yeah.
The first time I ever got a piece of clothing that was mine first, I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom brought me home a jacket, and I didn't know. I was like, I don't understand. She's like, this is for you. I go, but I've never seen it before. Where'd it come from? She said the store. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? How will I explain this to my siblings?
Yeah, you were probably just lucky to get a cake.
Let's talk hockey, Jessi.
Yeah.
Let's talk first and foremost hockey logos.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to discuss on Rank You Very Much. For anyone who's never been a part of this game, we all have our top 3 hockey logos. These are current logos. We're not going to go old school.
Yep.
And we'll give you our 3s and our 2s, but we welcome everybody to weigh in on the text line 651-989-ROCK.
Please do.
What are your top 3 NHL, I should specify, NHL logos? And to kick this off, let's go Ryder number 3. What do you got?
I mean, I'm not wild about this one. It's kind of my throwaway one, but I'm going to go with Vancouver Canucks. It's got the, the orca, the killer whale in it, and there you go.
Okay.
Just a fan of the species, really?
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can take down a boat.
A
fancy-ass yacht.
They certainly can.
Take down great whites, too,
Oh,
orcas are no mess,
Man, listen, if you're a great white, protect the liver. That's what I've learned from all my orca Instagram reels as of late.
Jesse, being the hockey professional in the room, is there, do you know the history of this stupid logo? Because I think it's dumb as hell because
Stupid
an orca
logo.
has nothing to do with a Canuck.
Shots fired at the Canucks there.
It makes no sense.
Where does
this team? Where does this
Vancouver.
team? Yeah, exactly.
There's orcas.
Just go to Vancouver, look west. There's an ocean right there.
I know. It just doesn't make any sense.
That color scheme in Vancouver, though, chef's kiss. It's probably my favorite aspect of the Vancouver. It's that blue. It's the Hartford Whalers colors, as you guys can see. That's the logo I'm rocking.
I meant to mention that Jesse is rocking the old Whalers hoodie, which is awesome.
It's my favorite.
All right, Fletcher, number 3.
My number. God, this is so difficult. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna detach my heart. Because I want to use the New York Islanders because it's my childhood team, along with the North Stars. But I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
It's old school. It's got wings. It's got a puck. I don't have any feelings about the Flyers, but the logo itself is fantastic.
Well, that's what we're here to talk about.
It's all about the logo.
That makes perfect sense. The Broad Street Bullies, they had their run.
They absolutely did. And to the best of my knowledge, nobody in the NHL really uses black and orange. Hats off to the Flyers for keeping a consistent logo for decades and decades that is just synonymous with badass.
Anytime I get a chance to go, Philadelphia, I can't stand it there, I take advantage of it. Okay, Jesse.
Absolutely.
You're number 3, dear. What do you got?
Along the similar lines of Fletcher, I went with the New York Rangers. It's a classic, right? The original 6. They released an alternate jersey this year, which looks so beautiful, a 3rd jersey. I'm loving it. You just can't go wrong. Madison Square Garden is a place that I have yet to be.
Oh.
I know. You'll have to tell me all about it. I know, guys. It's on the bucket list. Again, maybe it's a birthday present coming up. I don't know. But the Rangers, classic. I love it.
I have been to a Rangers game there on several occasions, and here's one thing you don't know until you go. You'll be at a Rangers game. It could be at any time during the game, and somewhere in the upper deck, one person, a solo person, and I don't think it's the same guy every time, somebody will they will whistle, like they have that long whistle, and they'll do the ba 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 ba. And everybody gets quiet when they hear someone do it. It happens once a game. And the guy will go, bam, 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 and the whole place goes, Pot Van sucks. To this day, they're still saying Pot Van sucks.
I love that.
Iconic.
It's pretty strong.
Although he doesn't.
My number 3, I wanted to go Utah Hockey Club. I'm kidding. They don't even have a logo. No, Buffalo Sabres, man.
Yeah.
And not just because I was a McGillney freak in Sega Hockey 94. I mean, he was untouchable in 94.
He was indeed.
That is actually a big part of the reason, but that's not the only reason.
Yeah.
A white buffalo, the Native American symbol for good luck. For a team from Buffalo, New York. That's Merriam-Webster's definition of irony right there.
And a couple of swords.
And then the swords, of course, are just badass. Yeah. So, I mean, hats off to you, Buffalo, for putting that up there. But it is a badass logo, and it takes my number 3 quite easily.
Are you a fan of the goat head variation? That's a big hot. That's
their
a hot
black,
button
red,
issue.
and white
Their black,
version.
yeah.
It doesn't do the same. It doesn't move me quite the same.
It doesn't have the underlying shot at the Sabres either.
No, not at all.
But props to a franchise that can go from one amazing logo to a not quite as cool logo, back to the original amazing logo, and make it work the entire time.
So true.
Sure.
Because they've always looked good.
Well, but it helps because the fan base is just drunk all the time. They don't notice when they make these switches.
What else are you going to do there? You're watching your team lose year after year.
Ryder, we're on to number 2s.
Right,
what do you got?
We're on to number 2. This one is going after my 90s love and heart. I'm going to go with, because they went back to the goalie duck mask, I think last season.
God, no.
The Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
There you go. I like
colors are awful.
Yes.
The colors.
It's hideous.
I think they went to your orange and black.
They're orange and like gold and white and blackish, and it's just it's awful. It's bright orange. They look like pylons, and that's generally how they play.
The woman has an Emilio Estevez tattoo, okay?
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
It does.
Port of Bombay. Ducks.
You know how that works.
Ducks.
Quack, quack, quack.
Number 2, Fletcher, what do you got?
I am going to go with perhaps Should be, other than my homerism, I'm going to say that it may be the greatest logo in the history of sports. It's right up there. The Detroit Red Wings. It's just such a no-brainer. I mean, it's a wing on wheels, and it represents Detroit. It represents flying around the ice. The colors are great. They've hardly ever deviated from day one to now. They've hardly ever deviated, and it still looks fantastic. It can't be beaten other than one other logo, I guess.
It's hard to argue the point. It is as good as it gets. Jessi, you're
I know
number
what I'm
2.
doing here. I'm playing fast.
The San Jose Sharks. I just like it. I really do, and I like the teal. I like San Jose in general. I want to see them come back into prominence. They're going to be a really fun team to watch this year. But I dig the Shark. I do.
Man, see, I got as a longtime Nashville resident and a Predators fan, I hate the Shark. They used to just kill us in the playoffs year in and year out. I do have one. I lived for a brief period of time across the street from a member of the Preds, Scott Hartnell. And his family came down for the playoffs against the Sharks one season. His mom and dad came down from a tiny place in British Columbia where he's from, and they were both school teachers, and they were incredibly charming people. And they both had the accent so deep, you know. And I got up one morning, and I have my cup of coffee, and I'm going to sit on my front porch and open up the newspaper, because this was the 1800s. And I sat there, and I looked across the street, and there were Scott Hartnell's parents. The night before, they'd been shellacked by the Sharks. And I just sort of said, hey, good morning. And she's like, oh, hi, Steve. And I said, rough night last night. And this is what this school teacher from a charming little village in British Columbia said. Oh, we sucked ass. And she didn't just say it. She yelled it across the street so I could hear it. And I was like, man, hockey moms are awesome.
Hockey moms are the best.
They are the best.
My number 2, and again, obviously a team for which I have no personal anything, the St. Louis Blues.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Listen, the city's contribution to blues music inherent in the idea of the team name. The blue note resembles a 64th note. Did you know the city was founded in 1764? A little bit of thought behind this.
So
That's great.
The bar and rounded head, it looks like a hockey stick and a puck.
Sure.
Okay, the blue color, it was designed to be symbolic of the mighty Mississippi River, which we're all very familiar with as our residents of St. Louis.
Sure.
I mean, the gold represents the brass in early blues music. I mean, come on. If you're gonna name your team the Blues, you look at some little egghead and go, wrap all this up in a logo, and man, he knocked it out of the park.
How you feel about the San Jose Sharks as a Preds fan is how Wild fans feel about the St. Louis Blues, though, right?
Yeah.
So we see that logo and we're like, ugh,
I get it.
cringe,
I totally get it.
I have way too much hate in my heart to have any positive feelings about that dog crap logo.
Right. No, I just...
What they should do is they should make that logo and then drive over it with a car and then back up and drive over it again and then drive over it again, back and forth.
It's kind of what they've done to us in the playoffs, though.
As a reminder,
facts.
My second favorite logo, just to twist that a little bit more. We are smack dab in the middle of a game of Rank You Very Much. Jessi Pierce is with us in studio. How old are you the first time someone said Jessi Pierce?
Oh, that's a good question.
Come on, you've heard that one your whole life.
She was today years old.
Yeah, later in life.
Really?
It's usually a JP. I'm usually just a JP, which is fine. But yeah, Jessi Pierce is
come on, man.
within the past 5 years.
Change it.
No, what was happening?
Story.
Man, come on.
Not enough cleverness around me, apparently.
High school Jessi was all about Pierce. I know that's true.
Madam I will do that to you.
It happens.
Any text messages, Paul?
Tubby says he's going old school all the way. The Habs, Montreal, New York Rangers, Boston Bruins. Hard to argue.
Yeah, I mean, well, any of the six, you just look at and they're just so. I mean, hell, I am so aware of those, and I'm a peripheral hockey guy.
And Mike says Sharks at 3, Wild at 2, Utah Mammoth at 1.
There you go.
Ooh. Really?
Recency bias.
Did they come? Is that what they are?
They have
the
a
Mammoth.
Mammoth. What were they going to be initially? The Yeti, right? And then they couldn't get the trademark?
The Yeti, but then the Yeti cooler said, no, you can't do that, which is so silly because you have the Stanley Cup. Right, literally the Stanley Cup. Like, that'd be an instant marketing. You're working with ice. You're working with cold. Like Yeti, it's just silly.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah, it sounds like the people at the marketing department of the Yeti dropped the ball. They don't want to be the one that everybody's carrying around, I guess.
So they're the Utah Mammoth. There's going to be it's Wolfgang Van Halen's face is going to be on the
correct.
Man, crazy.
That's exactly what it is. Also, we got a ton of texts for the North Stars. But we're doing current
That's
NHL
why.
logos.
We're doing current to
on Rank You Very
avoid
Much.
having
That's
to
right.
talk about how much the Green family sucks. Okay, number ones. Let's get to the top of the list. Ryder, what do you got?
It's going to be super obvious as soon as I say it, but the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, of course.
There we go.
That's not obvious. I thought you were going to say the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, I like that.
I
The
mean,
Devils.
like, I'm a fan of the team, but the logo, not so much.
Yeah,
I do love a penguin.
And you know what? The Devils mascot is also fantastic.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy eyes and everything.
I always think of Seinfeld and Putty when he's all
Oh,
decked
yeah.
out in the Devils.
face paint.
The
That's
face
right,
paint.
that's right.
So good.
All right, Fletcher, number one.
Number one, you know what? I couldn't get around it. It represents Minnesota's natural landscape and economy. The red's got the Iron Range in mind. The green symbolizes our forests and plants. The harvest color represents our farmers and our agriculture. It's a bear head. It's the Minnesota Wild. It's fantastic.
Here, let me give you a tissue.
For what?
You're tearing up over here.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not even close to tearing up. It's just well done. You got the North Star in there too. It's a lot of thought went into that logo.
So that's officially a bear? I thought it was some
No,
just
I
kinda...
think it's a wild. I think is what it is.
I
It's
think
just an
that's-
animal.
It's a bear head. Yeah,
It's
but
a
like
bear head is what it's probably the closest
I
to.
have been mind blown that folks don't see that. So, Ryder, you had no idea that it was a bear. Like, I've known that forever, and I never realized people couldn't see that aspect.
It could be a chupacabra. I don't know.
I don't think have they ever gone on the record of saying that it's a bear? I don't think that they have.
Call it Matt Mako real quick. See what he says.
I always thought, the first time I ever saw it, I saw a bear. I did.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
yeah,
Same.
first thing.
Yeah.
And for all that other stuff you just mentioned, it's like, all the time I just thought we were looking at a bear. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, they wound up. There was
These
so
people
much
really
stuff.
put a lot of thought into these logos.
I mean, look at all the texts that have come in for the North Stars. You had to follow up a pretty impressive logo, and you're never going to duplicate that, but so much thought went into it. It's brilliant.
I get it. Jesse, number one. Let's go.
I mean, I was shocked when Fletcher put these guys at 2. I got to go Red Wings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's the most iconic logo there is. You can't beat it. Everybody sees it. You know it. You love it.
Yep.
Red Wings in the 90s give me everything. Like, oh, so good.
It's a Butte, Clark, that's for sure. See, the thing is, though, is that when we lost the North Stars, I became a Nordiques and then Avalanche fan, and so I had a lot of hate in my heart for Detroit for a long time. So that's probably why it's 2.
I'm going to go with number one, and yes, again, the Detroit Red Wings. This is the easiest no-brainer for number one in Rank You Very Much history for me personally. The logo has not changed since, not in any way, shape, or form since 1949. It's the pinstripes in Baltimore. It's the Lakers purple and gold. It's just the whole thing. When I was a kid in Baltimore, didn't care about hockey. If I saw a Red Wings jersey, I was like, I would just look at it. I wanted a Red Wings jersey. And to your point, in the 90s, the Russian Five, those days, I mean, just nothing better than watching a bunch of people like me embrace a whole bunch of Reds on the ice and just, the Bruce Martin call, listening to those games. Fedorov over to Konstantinov.
I have chills
and he's
right
got,
now just reminiscing.
What are you kidding? Fetisov over to Larionov, and he takes his gloves off, and we got a bar fight in the corner. I mean, those are good days.
Cameron and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Let's go.
Yes.
100%. Red Wings, number one. Jessi Pierce is in studio with us.
Oh, boy.
We just rocked a little Rank You Very Much. And, if you missed it, you can always check out the podcast for Gorman in the Morning. Anywhere you get podcasts, anytime you want.
Oh, baby.
Sponsored by the wonderful people at Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies.
Delicious.
Jessi Pierce, the Bar Down Beauties podcast, NHL.com, and every now and again, when we're lucky, right here.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I'm happy you guys keep bringing me back. I'm not proud of the last game that I participated in with you guys, but
Which
I'm happy.
Was?
What was
It was Rank You Very Much, but we were discussing
three, yes.
Bands with 3 syllables.
Right.
3-syllable band
I dropped
names.
the ball. I misunderstood the rules, and my family won't let me live it down, but I'm glad I redeemed myself a little bit with that.
We don't have to talk about you
said
in
the
this
Sharks,
band
so I'm
called
not sure that you
We
did.
don't have to talk about OAR anymore.
No.
We did enough damage already.
I love OAR.
I'm sorry.
Let's get to headlines. Paul Fletcher, what's happening in the world?
The Rolling Stones are reissuing their 1976 album Black and Blue in an expansive box set that includes a new mix, unreleased outtakes, rare live performances, and more. Oh, and it'll be available on Black and Blue marble vinyl, of course, on November 14th.
That all checks out. Mm-hmm. Great record, man. I mean, it's not like all the hits of, say, Goat's Head Soup. There's not an Angie in the mix, but it's still a really good record.
And you know what? It's Thursday. Jesse's here. I figured let's just enjoy some viral compilation of young people coming out of anesthesia just because it's entertaining.
Sure.
Rich?
No, I'm a nurse.
Are you rich?
I need a sugar daddy.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I wish I did. Nobody loves me.
My wife, she'll get upset if she sees you touching me like that on my chest.
I am your wife.
What's up?
Let me see your bracelet really quick. I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm okay, thanks.
I'm just gonna scan it. Look, it's like a laser beam. Pew, pew, pew.
You know, if you wanted to take pictures of me, you could have just asked.
That's real.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what's better, hitting the fart like that or hitting the laugh after it.
For the record, anytime any of us have let one go like that, we're laughing too. We don't need anesthesia.
No, that's 100% true.
I mean,
but that
gold stars are gold stars whenever they come.
That was a legit post-colonoscopy fart, though.
I looked at my wife the first time I ever came out of anesthesia. This is actually true. I made up something. I remembered this. She has 4 sisters. One of them is named Gayla, a lovely woman.
Yeah.
And apparently the first words I said were, "Oh, thank God you're not Gayla."
Just harsh honesty.
Which I have no recollection of thinking or feeling or saying, but it was right there.
How about some sports?
The Minnesota Vikings are on their way to Dublin, Ireland, and they got a twofer across the pond. Of course, they play Cleveland in a week and a few days in London. But for the game on Sunday, Jordan Addison will return. We've been so obsessed and worried about JJ or Carson or what's going to happen. We forgot, there's a great other wide receiver that we haven't even seen yet. So it'll be great to see him back on the field as Carson Wentz destroys the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. I'm calling it right there.
Okay.
I am looking so forward to seeing Aaron Rodgers tackled many, many, many times.
I need a Grenard sack. Just need one.
We'll do it. The Twins lost Luke Keeschel a couple days ago. He slid into second base and blew out his thumb.
So glad I didn't blow something else out.
It's a tough end to a rookie year that was tough.
Yeah.
My man missed a lot of games with injuries. But you know what? Shut it down early, kid. Go get that thumb fixed, and we'll see you soon enough. The Twins, the only highlight of the week is they did assist the Texas Rangers in being shown the door. They eliminated them from playoff contention. You got to take the wins in whatever capacity you can when you suck. And boy, the Twins have sucked all year. Right now, I want to give a quick shout out to Orono.
The Spartans, huh?
Orono. Wow. You know that's right.
Heck yeah, buddy. That's good country right there.
Is that good country right there?
Winding roads, tall trees. Oh, man, I love Orono.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Hey, the Wild have a preseason game tonight. The season starts in a minute and a half. My God, we're already steamrolling into October. Let's talk about the Wild quickly. Kaprizov. What's actually going on in that young lad's mind? Are we gonna lock him down? Are we gonna see him off? What's gonna happen?
It pains my heart to say I still don't know. I truly have no idea. We spoke with him last week at training camp, and he kind of friend-zoned the Minnesota Wild, if you will. He said, I like Minnie. There was no love in that context. He continued to say, I like Minnie, and I do. I think he probably likes the state. I think he's uncertain of what the future looks like. Can he win a Stanley Cup here? That is, to me, the most important aspect to Kirill Kaprizov. I don't think it's necessarily about the money. Sure, he wants to get paid. He's a young man.
He's going to get paid. That's the one thing we know.
Yes. But I think he wants to do that also and win a Stanley Cup. He wants his cake and eat it too. I don't blame him, right? So, he said he has this year on his contract left. He said, I'm going to play out this year. I'm going to play to win.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he wants to be here beyond this year.
Okay, so that begs the question, though. The Wild, to my understanding, are a lot of young talent on this roster. I mean, if they're building for a future, Kaprizov's perfectly set to be the leader in every way.
100%. And you're getting Kaprizov at his prime. He still hasn't reached his ceiling. He has his best time of his career, ideally now for the next 4 or 5 years.
Right.
And I think Bill Guerin knows that. And you're right. You've got young players like Zeev Buium, Brock Faber, Matt Boldy. I think Matt Boldy could hit 50 goals this year. I truly do. I think if he continues to go upward, finds a little consistency. You saw Philip Gustafsson, a young goalie, look good. Jesper Velstead, the backup goalie, young goalie coming up there. There's a lot of good pieces. But again, I think Kirill just isn't fully convinced.
I think he wants the Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl combo somewhere.
100%.
You know what I mean? That's what I think we've got young core, but I think he wants that other super dynamic guy that the two of them can, because unfortunately, Edmonton's shown that you can win that way.
And there's so many layers to that then, right? I think you look at how the offseason was very quiet for the Minnesota Wild, and it was out of Bill Guerin's control. You had all of these top who were supposed to be free agents re-sign with their team. So you were left with not a heck of a whole lot to look at.
Right.
And so you couldn't get that. You could lure them here come trade deadline, right? Because you have Kirill Kaprizov. However, if you're not guaranteed a Kirill Kaprizov, who's going to want to come here because you don't have a Kirill? So it's kind of the chicken and the egg situation right now. And I don't envy Bill Guerin's position. He knows how important Kirill is to this franchise. And you just need to make sure Kirill understands that,
If Kirill's looking for superstar 1A, who of the Wild is the most likely to step up and be that guy? Like, if Boldy's going to get that, I mean, but he's not that. No one sees him as being at that level, I guess.
I mean, there are very few players at the Kirill Kaprizov level, right? Like, Kirill is your top three.
No, I get it.
I think, but I would say Boldy is your closest. Frankly,
he's the closest,
I mean, it's still not there. It's a second tier, if you will. Kirill's in that top tier.
Got it.
Currently, nobody on the Wild is in that tier with him.
No, it's you're looking at like Chicago and Connor Bedard or something like that, unfortunately.
Don't say that.
I
That's
just
going to
did.
hurt people.
I
That's
just said
stirring the pot.
That said,
truth.
let's just move on to the prospects for the season. Assuming Kaprizov plays at like he's, let's say he plays his best, like he really commits, and I don't imagine he won't. I mean, he's still, if nothing else, he's advertising for his future. How does this team look to you coming into a season? Is this, last year they exceeded expectations early. Where are the expectations right now?
I would say it's the same as last year's start. You're returning a lot of the same players. You have some young youthfulness injected into it with, like I mentioned, the Liam Ogrens, the Z Williams. Due to injury, Matt Zuccarello is currently injured, not projected to start the season. And Jonas Brodin is also injured, not projected to start the season. But you have young players ready to step in and seize that opportunity. But again, with the core still being the same, I don't know why you wouldn't expect to have the same hot start, be top 3, top 5 in the National Hockey League, because you have those players. As long as Philip Gustafsson repeats what he did last year, as long as Kirill does, which, as we just mentioned, he's going to, I think it's reasonable to have those high expectations. And then maybe, just maybe, Kirill sees that light at the end of the tunnel and says, you know what? You're right. Where's a pen? Let me sign this. It might just be a little bit more into the season.
Man, let's hope. All right, you're gonna be back a lot, whether you want to be or not.
Oh, good.
We're looking forward to the season kicking off. We're gonna be over at the Eagle Street.
Season.
We're gonna be at the Eagle Street at 5:30 tonight. Hope to see you there.
See you there.
Absolutely.
We'll be hanging out.
See you there.
We'll see you there.
Jessi Pierce, it is always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We're gonna move from the puck to the pigskin. Sam Ekstrom, Viking insider, joining us. That's let's call it 5 minutes and 2 songs. Why not?
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. The Vikings are on their way to Ireland to play the Steelers. And it is Thursday, which means we're going to discuss that in depth. Sam Ekstrom, host and executive producer with the Locked On Sports Minnesota Podcast Network, our Vikings insider. Sam, good morning, brother.
Good morning to you, Steve.
Hey, buddy.
Before we look ahead, let's look back. Thoughts on Carson Wentz's performance? We've had 4 days to process this. Dude looked pretty good.
Don't play back my prediction from last week. I got this one way wrong. Carson Wentz was the better of the backup quarterbacks, but it really wasn't all about Carson. Carson was fine. He made good decisions. He wasn't the story. The story was the defense. The story was the running game for the Minnesota Vikings. Isaiah Rodgers has a historic day. Jordan Mason goes off for 116 yards. If they could do that with J.J. McCarthy at the helm, I think J.J. McCarthy would look pretty good too.
That's a great point. This team does it brings to mind like a Formula One team and a car, and all you need is the right driver. You know what I mean? But like everything is there for the right person to run. And for the first time all season, we truly saw what the defense is capable of. You mentioned Isaiah Rodgers. In real time, watching the game, was there anything really to do other than laugh? Because that's what I was doing.
Yeah. The second fumble recovery touchdown, you said, "Oh man, this is special, right? Like this never happens."
Yeah.
And then the very next drive, he goes out and he knocks the ball free from Jamar Chase, of all people, gets the ball back. I mean, no Viking has ever scored 2 defensive touchdowns in the game, so he did that. No NFL player has had like 2 defensive touchdowns and 2 forced fumbles. He just had one of those days that, I mean, just that game alone might get him into the Pro Bowl.
Incredible. I read, too, that Flores had his eye on him for 6 years. Since he was drafted out of UMass back in, 2020, he was one of those guys Flores always saw something in. So it just goes to show, these guys are constantly paying attention. There's always a chance somewhere, and he finally found himself in the right place at the right time, like Carson Wentz did. As you look at what we've seen from Pittsburgh so far, I have to think Carson Wentz and O'Connell, they feel pretty good about what they'll be able to do against that defense. It's not the steel curtain defense of old.
No, it's not whatsoever. O'Connell going to play in Ireland, I like the Vikings' chances already. That's just a last name fit for this game. But the Steelers' defense has not been good against the run. And if you look at, and for that matter, the pass, the defense hasn't been great altogether. They made Justin Fields look very good in week 1. They made Sam Darnold look very good in week 2. The only reason they beat the Patriots barely was because they forced 4 fumbles, and the Patriots couldn't hang on to the football. But that defense gave up a lot of yardage in that game as well. So you're spot on. They've got some big names at cornerback. We'll see how they neutralize the Vikings' passing attack. Jordan Addison makes his return, which should stress the Steelers out even a little bit more.
Sam, let me ask you a question. This is a conspiracy theory that just popped into my brain. I don't think that the games are rigged. I don't think the refs are in on it. However, in games that are played in other countries, like, say, this is the first one ever in Ireland, do you think there's a little nudge from the league to teams like, hey, if you get a lead, don't slow down? Like, let's make it even more exciting than you would at home. Any sort of international variance to how teams will approach the games, do you think? Is that even possible?
Very interesting question. I'm trying to think of new country. I think there have been major problems when they've tried to go to a couple new countries. I think the game in Brazil last year had some turf issues.
Sure.
I think there was another issue when they went to Mexico and they had to relocate the game. Sometimes the field conditions might slow you down.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to encounter in Ireland. I have no idea. If you mentioned the refs being in on that in some way, I wonder if there's maybe some initiative to say, hey, let's not over penalize the game. Let's not confuse the casual Irish fans with all these flags. Let's let them play and play football and make it look kind of seamless. Maybe there's some directive there, no idea. But that's an interesting question. Certainly the team that adapts to the environment will have an advantage.
No question about that. Sam Ekstorm's with us on Gorman in the Morning. This is another interesting game they're all interesting. There's always subplots, but Aaron Rodgers with Pittsburgh is going to get a real good look at what could have been, because a lot of people were thinking he might be here this year. There was a lot of talk.
Yeah.
He and O'Connell have a good relationship. What if Aaron Rodgers, instead of going to Pittsburgh, had been placed in that Formula One car called the Minnesota Vikings? I can't imagine he's not going to enjoy the view too much.
Yeah, and you worry about one of those vintage chip-on-the-shoulder Rodgers performances, very much like we saw in Week 1 against the Jets, where he was pretty vocal. He said, I wanted to beat anybody associated with the New York Jets because they gave up on him. Yeah. And I don't think the Vikings, quote-unquote, gave up on him the way that the Jets did. The Vikings had a very good reason not to bring him in. They had J.J. McCarthy. And from all accounts, it was polite conversations that he had with his friend, Kevin O'Connell. But A-Rod might find a way to turn that into a grudge, and he might show up. Last year, he really got terrorized by this Brian Flores defense. They played in London last year when he was with the Jets, and Rodgers did not look good. He was kind of hobbling around. He threw a game-losing interception. So he's trying to get that taste out of his mouth. And obviously, he's got years of grudge against the Vikings being with the Green Bay Packers. So I don't think he'll have any trouble getting up for this game. But, he has not been all that good the last 2 weeks. His best moment was by far in Week 1 there against the Jets.
Sam Ekstorm's with us on Gorman in the Morning. This team has been, a lot like a MASH unit so far. What's the overall health? Is Darisaw back? Who are we going to see, if anybody, that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah, so Addison makes the return from suspension, not injury-related. The big return is going to come after the bye. After the bye, they're going to get Aaron Jones back. They've lost Donovan Jackson now, their rookie left guard. He's had wrist surgery. He'll be back after the bye. Van Ginkel has a lingering neck issue. He didn't practice yesterday. And then, I think you plan on having Darrisaw, you plan on having Harrison Smith after they made their debuts and both looked pretty good. You're slowly getting back to health, but after the bye against Philadelphia, that's going to be where, in theory, you have a full-strength football team.
Jordan Mason, you mentioned, had a great game. Is this a sign of the offensive line also coming together a little bit better? They were certainly anything but exhilarating to watch in the first two games.
Yeah, I think having your stalwart left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, back in the mix, I think that solves a lot of problems. Like the first play of the game, they give it to Jordan Mason, and he goes around the left edge, and he's got a huge block by Darrisaw, and there he goes. Like that was kind of the case all day. To have those stabilizers at tackle, that matters a ton when you have the edges covered. So I think that helped tremendously. But it was a group effort to block for Mason, who I think is turning into your top running back very quickly. I know Aaron Jones is hurt, but even when he comes back, I think Jordan Mason may have taken this job over with the power that he runs with, the ability to make quick, decisive cuts. It was a real masterpiece to watch. And Jordan Mason has a history of looking this good. I mean, we might have kind of a sneaky star on our hands in Jordan Mason. You probably get your center back, Ryan Kelly, this week from a concussion as well. So you got 4/5 of your offensive line. You don't have Donovan Jackson at left guard.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know where I was going to go with it. Jordan Mason, to me, I feel like he passes the eye test. People always talk about that, right? When I watch him run and I watch Aaron Jones run, not that Aaron Jones isn't still got some gas left in the tank, but Jordan Mason just looks like a different animal to me.
Yeah, there's a rare hybrid of strength and speed. Some guys have the power, but they don't have the agility, and some guys have the speed, but they get popped every time anyone touches them. Right. It seems like Mason can really, really cut up field pretty quickly. He's got some speed to him, but also he's always going to fall forward. He's going to break some tackles. He's going to get you hard yards when you need it. And they gave it to him twice down there at the 4-yard line, and he scored touchdowns against the Bengals. So I think he's a short yardage guy. He's an open field guy, and he can pass block really well. He's a 3-down back in the purest sense.
Sam Ekstrom's with us on Gorman in the Morning. So back to Carson Wentz. Is there a feeling that they're going to be able to really open up the playbook? In addition to Jordan Addison coming back, which is a great weapon to have, this is a guy who's been in the league a decade, bouncing around all these teams. It's like he's kind of taking his shots, 6 teams in 6 years. But at the same time, there's always a team that needs a guy like Carson Wentz. He certainly knows the game. He's played at a high level. Are they holding anything back, or will he have as much of the playbook as he can remember?
Yeah, we've seen this a few times from Kevin O'Connell, right, where guys are in the system for only a few weeks, and he gets the most out of them. And it's probably a crash course, right? They're probably trying to load him up with as much knowledge as they can without overwhelming him. That's always a fine line. We saw a couple of years ago with Josh Dobbs. Once he actually learned more, it seemed like he got more confused.
Yep, yeah, he did.
Yeah, maybe not trying to give him the whole playbook at once. Maybe give it to him bite by bite. But Kevin O'Connell, he gets communication with the quarterback for about 25 seconds before every play. So he's probably using those whole 25 seconds to talk to Carson Wentz, talk him through the play, talk him through the routes his receivers are going to run. And then we'll probably see, a little bit more every week. But if they can run the ball well, if their defense can play well, they don't need Carson Wentz to do that much. I think the big key is that he got rid of the ball quickly against Cincinnati, much, much quicker than we saw from J.J. McCarthy. If you can just be decisive in this offense and make good decisions, you're going to have success.
Sam Ekstrom's with us on Gorman in the Morning. All right, we got a morning game in Ireland. Are you going to go full Irish? Are you going to move on to the beef stew, bacon and cabbage? What's the pregame Irish meal?
Well, I've spent some good time over there in Ireland, and the traditional Irish breakfast, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm going to sit here at home. I'm going to make my coffee. I'll have some bacon and eggs, and I will enjoy I love morning football. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of these next 2 weeks. Yeah. Waking up and having the game be done before noon. That's the dream. So I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it, and it sounds like Ireland is is really going to live it up as well.
Oh yeah, no, they're ready for it for sure. All right, so you're not gonna go bacon, sausage, eggs, black pudding, tomatoes, mushroom, beans, and soda bread. Fine, Sam, do it your way. Let's talk moment of truth. Let's get the pick in this week. Steelers, Vikings, Dublin. What's the score?
Vikings have never lost across the pond, and they will not lose on Sunday. I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to go 21-18 Vikes.
Wow, all right, 21-18. We're writing it down. We'll remember.
You love your oddball scores, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going for scoregamis, right?
There it is.
Scoregami word.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Always a pleasure, Sam. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, brother.
All right.
So basically, by foregoing the Irish breakfast, I mean, come on. So one chance you can literally just put all that stuff down your gullet and say, no, I have to. My team's playing in Ireland.
God, their breakfasts are so heavy.
Oh,
that's the one thing I noticed being over there. Hey, so really quick question. Croquet Park is where they're playing, which typically holds Gaelic football and hurling. Have you ever seen hurling?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That's a crazy game.
I think Gaelic football is actually... Of all the, just go to YouTube, Gaelic football, and if you can watch 5 minutes of that sport without laughing hysterically, it's the ultimate smorgasbord sport. They took stuff from 7 other sports, and just combined it into one that you have to be drunk to understand.
Totally,
Gaelic football is nuts, but hurling is
it's
same thing.
It's like cricket meets hockey, field hockey. It's fast paced, and they're whacking this ball around with a old ass looking wooden stick, man. It's pretty wild.
But you see those, you see things from what do you call it when you like whip yourself? You'll see like an old, like
BDSM.
No, more like a Catholic angle. Like you
that's BDSM.
They have those
flogging.
The
flogging,
the monks.
Okay.
It's like the Irish, just even their own sports. It's like, if you're not risking death, what are you doing, lad?
Yeah.
It's like we just have to put ourselves in the most opportunities for pain and to maim each other
100%.
possible. Or it's not quite Irish.
92 KQRS.
Okay, here's today's last word. If you, like me, grew up in a household where there was a constant argument over this or that for everything in life, you'd be familiar with one of the oldest rock and roll arguments of all time is Beatles or Stones. Beatles or Stones.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's got to have one or the other. I'm going to read a quote from someone who knows his way around rock and roll music, and I'll ask you both who you think may have said this.
Okay.
The Beatles were actually hard men. Brian Epstein cleaned them up for mass consumption, but they were anything but sissies. They were from Liverpool, which is like Hamburg or Norfolk, Virginia, a hard seafaring town. Dockers and sailors were around all the time. They'd beat the piss out of you if you so much as winked at them. Ringo's from the Dingle, which is like saying he's from the South Bronx. The Rolling Stones were sissies. They were mama's boys. All college students from the outskirts of London, they went to starve in London, but that was by choice. They wanted to give themselves an aura of disrespectability. I like the Stones, but they were never anywhere near the Beatles. Not for humor, not for originality, not for songs, not for presentation, and nowhere near as hard. All they had was Mick Jagger dancing about. Fair enough. The Stones made great records, but they were always crap on stage, whereas the Beatles were always the gear, which is a word for the best.
The best. Okay. All right.
Which famous rock and roller had that to say about those two
rock
bands?
And roller? I
It's
thought
a
it was
rock and
going to be
roller.
Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth.
That worked too, but this was someone else.
Okay.
One guess. Ryder?
I'm going to guess Mick Jagger himself.
Fletcher? Clock's ticking.
God, you know what? I'll just go with Ryder. I like that.
Lemmy Kilmister. Yes.
Man.
Lemmy knew tough dudes when he met them, and he knew suburban sissy boys when he met them, and he called it like it was.
See, I felt like it was somebody that was hardened, at least from a perspective.
Sure.
I mean, like at least had a persona of being hardened like that.
Yep.
And some badass. Just couldn't come up with a name.
That must have been a light drinking day for Lemmy, because that is quite the monologue.
It's quite the monologue. Hey, tonight, or actually late afternoon, let's call it late afternoon, early evening, 5:30.
I like to call it happy hour.
There's still some sunshine at 5:30 in late September.
For now.
We'll be at the Eagle Street in St. Paul. We're going to head over there, hang out ahead of the Wild's preseason game. Hope you can join us. It's going to be fun. But far sooner than that is like right now. What's coming up next, Fletcher?
Songs from Bowie, Petty, Replacements, and Goo Goo Dolls in the 10 o'clock hour that I haven't played in a while. Also, some text keywords for $1,000 and commercial free just after 11:45.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.